Morning. So
I
welcome.
have a baby in the background, so that's how I muted myself.
Okay, thanks, Lincoln. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. This is week 6 of our Disney Destination Dreamers and Doers. So I'm so excited to be with all of you today. So let's do a little bit of a recap from last week and see how everybody's doing with their 25 two-way contacts. Were you all able to meet your goal this week and do your 25 two-way contacts? And how's that going? And how's that looking with filling your calendars for the rest of February? Does anybody want to share? Since we only have 2 on, Dawn and Lakin. Cheryl, you're on too. Sorry.
I'm still working on mine. I'm not having as good a week of two-way contacts, but the ones that I'm having seem to be going pretty well.
So you're having issues with
I'm getting plenty of messages and phone calls. I've been doing a lot of phone calls, but I'm leaving messages more than I'm getting people answering. So I'm not getting people coming back to me as much as I was in the past.
Okay, well, don't give up. And sometimes you can, follow up with a quick text or a Facebook message saying, hey, I left you a voicemail. In a few days, you can just say, did you get my voicemail? Or, send them a text and make sure. Sometimes people get busy and they get a voicemail and then they don't have time to call you back. So as we always say, don't take no personally, right? So keep tracking. Cora talked to you last week about tracking those parties, and it's a process. So just keep following along and don't give up. You will get those bookings. And today we're going to talk about getting some bookings from your party. So hopefully that will help fill your calendar as well, Dawn. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing we want to talk about at your parties, to help you get some parties booked from your parties, is to really be talking about those higher price items. So when you talk about, the quick cooker, the deep covered baker, the rock crocs, the knives, you can say something like, a lot of my hosts get this baker for free or half price by having a party. A lot of my hosts choose the quick cooker as one of their half price items, So those are some of the things that you can be saying on your, at your live parties. It's kind of like these little one-liners that you're just throwing out there. And then on your virtual party, you could just be having a post. We all know that stoneware is on special this month. So you could maybe make a post on your Facebook group saying, hey, which of these would you like to have in your kitchen? And then as they start commenting on it, you can, take it off into a private message and try to help you get bookings that way. So one of the ways I would recommend is talking about those higher price items and using those power tools to our advantage to get some extra parties on your calendar. Another way is to talk about theme parties. Out on marketing imagery, you're going to see we have a ton of virtual, both cooking and virtual parties, brunch and bevs, cooking with kids, fajitas and margaritas, fast and fresh, one-pot meals. So there's a lot more under the marketing imagery if you need some ideas. So something that you can say, when you have a fajitas and margarita party, we will make the fast family fajitas and the taco dip. Your friends are going to love that colossal salad. Or, oh my goodness, that chocolate fondue, you guys are going to be licking your fingers. So just throwing things out there like that will also help you get a party. Hosting a theme party is no different than hosting a regular party. You're just kind of putting a little twist on there, okay? Anybody offering theme parties at your parties now? Virtually or live?
I offer theme parties, but my question is, how many different options do you usually give? So, right now we got the wine and the chocolate one and fast and fresh. How many different options are you offering, and are you doing that all for the 5 days?
So for your virtual parties, you know, as long as you have a template for the theme that you want to do, you can offer as many as you want. So you just know if you're going to offer one, you're going to have a template for it. And
Right.
And then, you know, if you're doing a live party, you know, as long as you have some recipes that you know that you're going to do for that theme, there's no limit to how many you can offer, because you're not sure which, you know, who's, you know, now some, you know, spring will be coming, you know, summer will be coming, you know, flip-flop parties, you know, sip and dip. There's just so many out there that you can add, and someone might, whatever you say, might say, oh, that would be a good one, you know, so you never know what people are thinking. So don't limit yourself to how many that you can actually offer to your host. Okay? Any other questions about themes? So another way is to mention your host special for the current month. So right now, probably the majority of you on here may still be looking for February parties. So we still want to be talking about that stoneware. We don't want to be talking about that rock yet. So if you do have your calendar full for February, then you can start talking about the rock. You could be showcasing that rock a lot more. But if you still need February parties, make sure that you are posting recipes using your stoneware. Jennifer did a fabulous job out there on the Disney Destination group, showing you different recipes in those stoneware every day last week. So take advantage of what she posted and share those in your virtual parties. Share those at, you know, maybe make one of those at your live cooking parties using that stoneware, and just saying, you know, as a host, you can get this piece at, and know what the value is. Don't just say 60% off. Say, you know, you can get this for $39, or you can get this for X amount of dollars, okay? And then also, you know, hashtag wish list, you know, say, you know, you can say, you know, do a post on your virtual parties, you know, about hashtag wish list, which one of these is on your wish list, and then take the conversation again offline so that, you can try to get a booking offline. It's just easier to have that personal conversation offline than trying to keep it in that group, because that way, you know, you can have individual conversations with each individual person posting. All right. Another thing is to talk about the host benefits, having those host benefit conversations. So when you're at your live cooking party, you can call on your past host. Hey, Cora, oh my goodness, tell everybody what you got on at your party, you know? And then Cora's gonna shout out and say what she got, how much she got for free, and she's gonna be so excited, and everybody in the room is going to be like, oh my goodness, I want that too. Same thing on your virtual parties. You can, you know, your past host, call on your past host. Hey, Susan, oh my goodness, tell everybody what you got for free, you know, when you're talking about bookings and making those posts. Another thing that you can do is, I lost my place here. So most, you know, talk about what the hosts get. Use the booking slide. So you can say, does anybody use the booking slide at their parties? Cora does? Do you use it at every party, Cora?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, and so do you want to share how you, Susan, who was that, Susan? So Cora, do you want to tell everybody how you use it?
I also use it at every party.
Okay. So Cora, do you want to tell everybody how you use it, or do you want me to just?
Well, either way, I just take it and throw it out, and that always grabs their attention and makes it really fun. And then I start just reading it off. I just want to make it easy for any consultant to do it. Or sometimes I'll say, and what's next? Tell me what's next on the slide.
Yeah, so you just whip it out like Cora said, and just say, you know, I want to thank, you know, Cora for having her party and inviting you, and I'm going to make you all jealous tonight. And, you know, look at everything that Cora's going to get. You know, when I say we pamper our hosts, I'm not kidding. And then you're going to say, look, she can get, you know, this amount in free and up to 5 half-price items, 10% for 1 full year. This month she's going to get the 60% off cookware. So you just kind of make them jealous a little bit. Now, you could go on your virtual parties, you could go live with your booking slide and throw it out there and say, oh my goodness, just so you know, I want you all to see what, you know, Susan's going to get tonight, this week on her virtual party. And then of course, full service checkout. You want to make sure that when you are doing full service checkout, that you want to ask an open-ended question. You don't want a yes or no question. Instead of saying, would you like to have a party? How many of you say, would you like to have a party? And they're going to say, nah, not really. And you're going to say, okay, right? So you should say, which type of theme party would your friends like most? Now, obviously, you're going to have to be talking about theme parties to be able to ask it that way. So you're just assuming she's going to choose a theme party. Or you might say, what host special did you like the most? Or what stoneware did you like the most? Or which stoneware would you like to get for free in February? But if you're talking about March, maybe you're booking February and March, you could say, which host special did you like most, February or March? So those are some of the ways that you can do that at full service checkout and get your bookings that way. Another thing is the door prize slip. So hopefully you're all using the door prize slip. And so you can say something like, who likes free? We're going to give away a prize. Register with the door prize slip, and then walk them through it. And you can say something, if your eyes are bigger than your budget, then you definitely want to have a party to get free, discounted, and half-price products. So those are some of the things. You still want to ask everyone at checkout, no matter what their door prize slip says. So hopefully you're not all looking at the door prize slips. I don't even look at them. I just ask everybody. So, because sometimes they put no on that, not even knowing what they're checking, or maybe they saw their friend check no, or they don't want their friend, somebody sitting next to them, that they checked yes. You just never know. So which one of these, and then also on your virtual parties, you want to, do a Google survey slip and have them fill out the Google survey, because on there, you're definitely going to want to ask them these types of questions on the Google survey. So then you can follow up with them in a text message or a Facebook message. So is there anybody, yes, Cor?
One thing I started doing a few years back, on the back of the Google or the back of the drawing slip, I asked them to write 2 or 3 things on their wish list.
Oh, that's a good idea. I always forget to ask.
Great idea.
And then that way, when they're putting the entertaining set, they're putting the rock crock, they're putting the grill pan, now you can go back to all of those and you can contact every one of them. Oh my goodness, your wish list is on sale. Woohoo!
Yeah, that's you've mentioned that before, and I always forget to do that. I have to remember to do that. So is anybody using any of these strategies consistently at your shows? Or is there anyone that you're not doing that you would like to start doing? Dawn?
I never thought of doing the
Invite
booking
everyone.
slide live on my virtual parties.
Susan?
Me?
I can't hear you. You're cutting out.
Oh, I said I never thought of doing the booking slide live on my virtual parties.
Yeah, just throw it out there. I mean, because we're always—
That's a great idea, because I have so much fun with it at my live parties. I should do it on my virtual too.
Absolutely.
Great
There's
idea.
a lot that we do at our cooking parties that we could be doing on our virtual parties. And now that I'm taking my business more virtual, in a more virtual direction, I'm always trying to, like, what did I do there to get bookings that I can do here, to make it easier.
Right.
All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is booking with confidence. Okay. If you expect to earn this Disney trip, and I know you're all in this group because that is your ultimate goal, is it's never too late to start. It's always too late to wait. So if you expect to travel to Disney, you need to be holding at least 8 parties a month, right? Directors on this group, right? You're going to have mix it up. If you're doing live parties, throw in a virtual party here and there. Branch out and do both. Home office says the most successful consultants are doing both. So step out of your comfort zone and try something new. So if you are a consultant that only does virtuals, do a live cooking party. Maybe do one at your own house that you could do and practice there before you venture out doing somewhere else. So mix it up, branch out. To make getting a full calendar easy, there are a few things that we must know, and we've already talked about this, right? 5 contacts a day or 25 a week, and we're talking about two-way contacts. And you're going to see, you're going to hear this every week, how important that is. You want to plan for a full calendar. Have that mindset that you need to make those 5 customer connections a day, or 25 a week. You know, if you take a day or 2 off during the week, just make sure that you're getting those 25 in a week. These contacts can be from out and about. They could be guests on a virtual party, people who made purchases from you in the past. When people contact you to purchase a can opener, are you telling them how you can get that for free by hosting a party? Or are you just taking that order for that can opener? And I know, you know, a lot of us leaders on this call, we do that, right? We can take a can opener and turn it into a booking, or we can take a rock and turn it into a booking. So make sure you know your calendar. Select the days that you want to host parties. Get your calendar out. And do you know, are your dates marked on your calendar? You want to make sure that you know the next 2 available dates, right, for your live cooking parties. And you want to know what dates you're available for your virtual parties. Mark those dates on your calendar for the next 3 months with a highlighter. You'll see my calendar's all highlighted in green because that's means I'm making money that night. So some people do blue for booking, so whatever you're comfortable with. Then what you want to do is go, I'm like repeating myself here on my notes here. But the next thing you're going to have to do, once you get those calendars booked, you want to make sure that you host coach. And we're not going to talk about host coaching right now, but you want to have that confidence. Keep moving forward with those contacts, and you're going to see those bookings are going to come. All right. And virtual parties, when you're booking these virtual parties, you know, I had 1 more date left for February 15th. So I know parties start this Friday, the 8th. My next group is starting the 15th, and then I know the 22nd, and then there are, how many days in February this month? Are there 28 or 29? It's not leap year, right? So there's only 28. So the next month, the next date will be the 1st. So know what those dates are, and then once you know what those dates are, you need to decide. You need to decide. It's up to you to have that calendar full. When do you know that you're truly made the decision? You know that decision that you made, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have that full calendar when the path is clear, okay? When the ideas are coming easily, you're just automatically like, oh, she wants a can opener, I'm gonna turn that into a booking. You know, you feel driven, you're focused on that. Fear is not an option, you're so excited. And when you know when you're getting those bookings, that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel like, I want more, I'm going to keep going, right? So with that being said, the only person holding you back truly is you. There can't be any more excuses. It's time to change. It's time to live life at a new level. It's really up to you. We can sit here week after week and share with you the steps that you need to do to have a successful business, but we can't make you do it. And life's going to get in the way for some of you, but you just have to keep persevering through the tough days that you might be having, and make sure that, you know, having those 25 contacts is going to be key. That is what is going to get you to those 8 bookings a month. All right. So I have to ask you, oh wait, let's go back for a minute. I want you to get out of talking about, you know, it's up to you. You need to get out of your own way. Make that decision to do what you need to do, and do it now. So jot down something that can help you overcome that. Is jot down the barriers. What is holding you back from booking more shows? What are some of the things that you need to do to get out of your own way to create that strong calendar? So think about these things, and how can you get out of your own way? Have you ever thought about that? Take a minute after the call today and think about those questions and think about those barriers that are holding you back. Because once you jot them down and try to remove them from your daily life, you're going to see that your calendar is going to get full. All right? Do you ever let life get in the way of booking? Are you a binge booker? Does anybody know what a binge booker is? So I've been known to be a binge booker in the past. Cora's laughing, right? Your calendar is great. It's all full. And you're just going to take some time off and you're not going to make those contacts because you know what? My calendar looks pretty sweet this month. And then what happens, right? Text messages start coming in. What's that?
Panic.
You panic because you're getting cancellations, right? And now all of a sudden, what you thought was an amazing calendar isn't. So do not be a binge booker. When you consistently make contacts daily, you're going to see. So when you're stopping to binge booker and start making those daily contacts no matter what, if you let a day go by, guess what? It's easy to let more days go by, right? Make it a way of life from your business and make it fun again. Just kind of like, you know, when you're on a diet and you're like, I'm just going to have that one cookie. And then that one cookie leads to the next cookie, right? And you start binging on those cookies, right? And you don't feel so good then, right? After you eat all those cookies. Same thing with, you know, hosting, you know, booking your parties. If you let one day go by, okay, you might not feel so bad, but day 2 goes by and you're looking at your calendar, you're starting to feel down about that. So you want to try to avoid that whole process, all right? Because booking is a process. We meet people, we share with them, we offer, we book, right? That's the process of booking. So there's the process, but you must keep in mind that it's also a relationship goal and a number challenge as well. The booking process is very straightforward. Like I said, you meet people, you share with them, what's in it for them, then they book, you offer them the opportunity to schedule it, you book the date, and you're on your way, right? Remember, you don't always get that instant gratification. Not everybody is going to say yes. So I know we always say go for no and 1 in 10, but I was on a recent call with home office and they said you'll get an average of 6 no's to 1 yes. So if you want 8 parties on your calendar, how many people are you going to have to ask to get 8 parties on your calendar?
48.
Remember, you can only count it as a no if you get an actual response. So it may take more than 48.
I lost her.
We can't hear you, Dee.
You can't hear me?
Oh, now we
We
can.
can't hear you. Yeah, we couldn't hear anything you were saying a minute ago.
I don't know why.
After you said how many bookings will you get to have 8
Okay.
to get 8 shows on the calendar, we lost you.
All right, I'll lean in closer to my mic. All right. So remember, you can only count it as a no if you get an actual response. Remember, we're talking about the two-way contact. So it may take more than 48 calls or text or emails to get those 8 bookings, right? And remember, don't take no personally. We're going to keep saying that. And we don't want to pressure people when we hear no, but keep that relationship going. Keep asking different people. Learn more about each person and find the right time for them. No is not always no, never, but it might be no, just not right now. Bookings are not going to just drop on your lap. I should have brought my magic wand down here and wave my magic wand. There is no magic wand that oh, there you go, Cora, wave it. To get bookings, you need to do what you need to do to make it happen. You just need to do it. Most people put too much thought into the process and make it difficult. Let's just make it a simple process, all right? So make sure you are, make sure you are prepared. Make sure you have your host packets out. Display them at parties. You know, getting your host involved on virtual parties and putting the challenge out there for them to have 3 bookings at every party. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, about what I do and what's working for me on my virtual parties. But remember, it has to be a 2-way conversation. And you don't count people that are at your party. If you're, you know, on a virtual party, you're not having that 2-way conversation. So when we say, yeah, contacting your guests on a virtual party, that will work. But on a live party, that's not really, you know, those aren't the people that we really want to count at your party. Only if you reach out to them, maybe they were a guest at your party and now you're doing a out-of-the-box call or a customer care call, or maybe they need to return a product, or maybe they have a product question. Those are the people that we want to be talking to in a 2-way conversation. Remember those 25 contacts a week? How many times have I said that already today, right? You're going to get sick of hearing that, but you're probably going to have to make 35 to 50 to get that 2-way contact. So remember, Dawn, when you were saying, oh, I left messages, but I'm not hearing back from people. So really, you know, you don't have to answer this, but think about how many people did you actually call? You know, was it 10? Was it 20? Or did you call 50? 25 contacts, right? So the goal is to book 2 parties a week out of the 25 contacts a week. So let's talk about the language that you know what? It's already almost 1 o'clock, and I want to talk about.
There's an echo in here, Dee.
Yeah, I'm getting an echo too. I think somebody's not muted. Let me see if I can mute. Okay, I think we're good now. All right. Okay, I'm gonna post on our Disney group about your language, your booking language. Are you using desperation language or determination language? Because I'll just tell you the definition. The definition of desperate language sounds pushy. You're being salesy and you're scared. It lacks the confidence and trust. And it's not going to help you get bookings. So if you're being desperate using desperate language, it's not going to get you bookings. But if you use determination language, determination language is confident, curious, and flexible. It demonstrates genuine excitement for your work and an authentic desire to share it with the world. So I'm going to give you, I will post on our page about some words that you can use to see if you're using desperation or if you are using determination language. All right, because I want to honor your time. I think we're supposed to go what 30 to 40 minutes at most on these. Okay, so we're going to talk about. I don't want to go there yet. We're going to talk about, I just want to make sure, I have so many things I want to share with you. And I'll post more on our page so that you don't lose out. But I want to talk about when you start coaching your host, once you start getting these bookings, make sure that you are the CEO of Host Coaching, okay? Partner with your host and partner with your host to get you bookings. Use your host to help you get bookings at your party and online virtually. You can tell your host, when you get to her party or when you're host coaching her, you can say to your host, hey, most of my hosts shoot for 3 bookings at their party. And so who do you think would want to host a party from you? Who are your most excited friends? Who likes to cook? So you're asking your host, who does she think? And then give her some words to say. Maybe if your host is seeing somebody sitting there and they're oohing and on the quick cooker and your host is saying, oh, I'm going to get that quick cooker. Or maybe you can say, I'm going to get, Susie Host here is going to get the quick cooker tonight. That's on her wish list. And someone might say, oh, I want that quick cooker too. Then you can have your host chime in and say, oh, book a party with Dee because you know what? I'll come to your party. And then everybody else is going to say, I'll come to your party too. Okay? So using your host to help you do that. Virtual host, issue a challenge. Okay? And I don't know how many of you have challenges can be scary. And I'm going to tell you, for all of you who follow Steve Cherpalski on Facebook, and we all know he's the king of virtual parties, and I've learned a lot from him. And he told me before, challenge your host in virtual parties, to have these 5 three-way conversations. And I really was uncomfortable doing it. I did it once and nobody took me up on it, and I stopped doing it, and I'm like, I can't do this. And he pretty much yelled at me and said, fine, don't do it, don't get any bookings, And so I'm like, okay, I'll make myself do it the next party. And so I did. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. So while these challenges can be scary, I just recommend that you just go ahead and just do them, all right? Because they do work, okay? And if you haven't seen Steve's challenge that he puts out to his hosts, so basically what you're doing is asking your host that you have a challenge for them and that you're going to hope that they'll accept. And you just tell them, I always challenge my host to get me bookings. And if I can get in, and if we get 3 bookings at your party, then you're going to get a free gift from me. Okay. In addition, they're going to get 3 future party picks as well. And so what you're going to do is ask your host to put you and a guest in a 3-way conversation. And you're going to ask your host to do 5 3-way conversations. And then you're going to give them the language to say, and I'll post that on our Disney Destination group, the words that you can give them if you don't have his documents. So a couple of my posts that are working great on my virtual parties is this one. For another party drawing ticket, we would love to know which set would you pick. And so I have this image of some power tools, and then they're voting on them, A, B, C, or D. And then I'm going offline. So the rock crock, if somebody wants the deep cover baker and they're saying C, I'm going to go offline and say, oh my goodness, Susan, I would love to get you that deep cover baker. And I'm going to tell her what the dollar amount is, because off the top of my head, I don't know what it is for 60%. Or March, I'm going to get you that rock crock, for X amount of dollars. Can I help you get that for that amount? And I'm going to take that conversation offline with them, and I'm going to use that to help me get some bookings, okay? As well as helping my host get me do the challenge. And then here's another post that I put in my virtual parties. Who would like to earn 50 extra tickets? And they just see this post and they start commenting, me, me, me. And so that's another tool that I use on my virtual parties to get me bookings. And then another one, here's something you can say, who would like a $200 shopping spree? Make sure to book a show off of Faye. Faye will get another 50% off item. But this is the key then. What I say, Faye, who do you think will book a party off of yours? Okay? And I ask her to tag people. Sometimes I'll put in there, hey, Faye, who are your 3 fun friends who would like to earn free? And have her tag them right there. All right. And then the last one that I'm really doing that gets a lot of bookings on my party is I play the snowman game. And Home Office has one out there with spoons if 3 spoons appear. So I always post what the special is for the month that I want. And then I just say, help your host and book a party. And then every time somebody books a party, a snowman appears, or you can use the what's out there marketing imagery. And you can use that to, get bookings and post every time. Thank you for booking. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3. So I hope that helps. Does anybody have any questions about booking your parties? I know we talked about a little bit outside of your parties as well as at parties. Anybody have any questions? All right. Remember, if you're scared, just be scarier than whatever is scaring you. So if you're afraid to make contacts, if you're afraid to ask for bookings, just be scarier than whatever is scaring you. You all got this. I know you can book those parties. I know you can fill your calendar, and I know you can earn Disney. So make it a great week and keep tracking those 25 two-way contacts. Thanks, everybody.